Hey guys, I think today's Black Friday sale start in the Leetcode. If you guys are preparing for the interviews, I totally recommend to subscribe the yearly or monthly. I think a yearly is pretty much worth it at the current pricing. Yeah, alright, let's solve the Leetcode problem. So the Leetcode problem is you need lunch of 3 palindrome subsequent. So we are given a string of s return the number of the unique palindrome of a lunch 3 that are subsequent of s. So it's pretty straightforward. We're given a string array, not the string array, just a string character. It's a character array, and then we need to note that we have to calculate the palindrome approach. But there's a one thing is there's a multiple way to obtain the subsequent, same sequence, but it still only count once. A palindrome. So if you don't know the palindrome, if you write some of the words like labels, so you can read from backward and forward, the meaning is still the same. Technically, the value is still the same. You don't even know the meanings in the problem set. So we need to return the multiple number of the unique palindrome. That means like, so, okay, let's go through the HTML first. That is much better. So we are given like AABC in here. So in here, we can able to construct the multiple approach to generate the palindrome. So in here, we can count like A, B, and A. So if A, B, A, we'll create the one palindrome. So let's call it A, B, A. And then next is, since we already calculate the A, B, and A here, so we are not allowed to create another ABA. So another thing, what we could do is, I'm going to delete this. Oh, right, never mind. So let's say if we try to construct another palindrome like A, C, A, that's also another palindrome. And then next is AAA, which is still also the palindrome. I think I cannot find other palindrome aside from all these three. Maybe that is the reason why the answer and output is 3 in here. So let's try to construct like this, A, B, C, A in here. So what we can do is we can use the 3-pointer, like something like this. But if we use the 3-pointer, that will be the O of n-cube, which is not the optimal in our case. So I would recommend to use is like we need to find a way that is maybe with the O of n approach. How can we do it? My thinking was, how about we save all the possible first character in the dictionary. So if you receive the data back from the dictionary, that would be the O of 1. That will save a lot of performance for us. And then we also save the dictionary of the index for the last item. So, okay, I will try to write the code a little bit and then I will explain on the way along so you guys have a better chance to understand what I'm trying to do in that case. So according to the problem given here, so in Swift, we are not easily allowed to take the character like this. So I'm going to convert this into the character array from string, and then the same approach, I'm going to create the n, which is characters.count. And then let's call like first, that would be the character dictionary, which is going to keep the something like character of index. That's what I'm going to do. The same, that would be the less. So I'm trying to keep the 2 index in here. So let's drill it out, and then I will go through the iterated approach. Let's call like O to the 0 to the less than the n count. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark each character as like this character of index. So in here, I'm going to receive the character like this. So that will be the like A, B, C, A. Whatever is come, first come, first served. So that will be the A in our case. So what I'm going to do is if in the first dictionary, if the character is not exist yet, mean nil, I'm gonna assign the index. Should be the nil, will be the index. So even though there is not the last item, I'm still updating the last character. I will explain more detail in the near futures. So let's try that I return the, okay, let's create just one variable. I will return the result in here. So I'm gonna print the first and last in here. So if I try to run through, so what I can say is, since we have two dictionary, first and last, so the first character I'm going to keep is like the index 0. So since A is appear in the index 0, so if we keep the index for the first time, we're not touching the first dictionary anymore. So A is still exists, so we are not going to touch it. So it's the same for the B, so only appear once. The index is 2. The C, the index is 3. So for the last dictionary, what I am trying to do is here in, I am trying to keep track of the last possible appearance in here. So for B, that was only appear once. That is not a great case to explain, but it's show the index 2. That's correct. So for the A, every time I'm seeing the A, I'm updating the index of the A. So that means A is a 4 in here. So C is only appear once. That's a 3. So that is what I'm going to use in the finding the palindrome for our case. So how to find the palindrome? That's pretty straightforward. So since we have a two dictionary already, I'm gonna copy this as a reference, and then I will drop in here. Right. So to search the palindrome, I am going to iterate it through the last dictionary of the keys only. The reason why I choose the last is since we are trying to find the palindrome, so each character that appear to be at least twice will show up in the last dictionary, not in the first dictionary, since we are updating the last dictionary every time we iteration of our for loop in the above. So in here, what I'm going to check is I will check like let's go like left. That will be the first of character. So the left means that we are trying to point out the left in here. We will only use the two index. So we can delete this. And then next is I will need the right. Let's go right. That will be the last of the character. And then we still need the one condition. So according to the index, the left should be always less than the right. If not, we still need to continue with the array. We cannot just return from the loop. So what I'm going to do in here is I will just create the one dictionary, not the dictionary, we can use the set in here. Let's call like set of the character. And then what I'm going to check is, let's call if index, if left plus 1. Why do we need to plus 1 to the left? So we want to find the Length-3 palindrome, not the 2 length palindrome. So it does also make sense to find the palindrome with the 2 character only. Because if you find the same character in the words, that's already palindrome. So the reason why we doing the plus 1 is to build the whatever is came in the middle. So we are okay to build the palindrome like this. So in that case, we're using the A in here. So there's two cases, B and C. So is in that case, there could be another A. So that would be 3, that case. So left plus 1 must be less than right. So pretty sure, like, because the right is appear more than once in here, according to this is a last dictionary. So if is a match with our condition, what I'm going to do is I'm going to inside the scene will be the character of index. So if we are pointing that will be the ABC, if I'm not wrong, because we don't care about the what is the character on the left and right, because since it is the two characters same, that's why it's causing the palindrome. But okay, let's do like this, and then I may need to create the one variable in here. It should be the result in here, 0. And then if it is seen, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna increment the reset with the scene count. Right. And yeah, I can also print out the scene for the example. But you guys may have a question. How can we make sure left and right are the same? Right, I have a great answer. Since we are only iteration for the keys from the left, so that means we are going through like B, A, and C. So whatever happens, we don't care because the order in the dictionary may be different. And then, so we're gonna check like this, left of the first character. So first character of B is 2 in our case. And then last character of the character B is also 2. So in that case, 2 is less than 2, which is false. And then we're going through the next item again. So since B is done, we are now reached to the A. Let's call this is A. So first character of A is 0. And then the last character of A is 4. We are comparing like 0 is less than 4, which is true. And then we entered this clause. And then here we are going to check the very easy one. So we are going to iterate like 0 plus 1 is 1, true, right is 4. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to find the character in the character array, which is this one. Yeah, since we are checking the same key in here, that is causing us that we are already facing the palindrome. So what I'm going to do is we have an input like this, A, B, C, A, which I am going to do is like this, 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we only need like A, B, C. So we check like character of 1, which is A, is already a scene. No, then we insert A, and then we check again. B is also not in here. Check. C is also not in here. Insert. So that's the reason why we're going to plus the scene count in here. Then next, we are going to reach to the C for the keys. So the key of the C for the first is a 3. The right is also 3. So 3 compared to 3 is false. So we don't need to run through it. And then that is the reason why the answer is 3 in here. Let's try to run it and see it work. Yeah, according to my explanation, the order can be different because we are using the dictionary in here. And then maybe let's try to submit. Is solved or not? Right, I think the time complexity in here will be the O of n, since we only iterated through all the characters for the words, and then the space complexity will be O of 1, since we don't use any extra space. Yeah, that's pretty much for it, and then see you in the next one. Bye.